And welcome, everybody, back to University of Tampa baseball as the Spartans and the Nova Southeastern Sharks will play the second game of a doubleheader, the third game of a weekend series. Tampa has won the first two games of the series, 6-2 yesterday and 11-1 earlier today. So game three coming up. Shane and Jack here with the broadcast. And Shane, do you want to give us the Nova Southeastern lineup as they get ready to take the field? Couple changes.
Yeah, of course. So leading off in center field is Steven Schisler. At shortstop is Adam Frank. Batting third and playing second base is Duncan Pastore. At third base, number 24, Daniel Irisari. Batting fifth, number 23, Christian Noriega. He's a freshman from Caracas, Venezuela. At first base, number 21, Adam Smith, junior infielder from Atlanta, Georgia. The designated hitter is number 13, Greg Delgado, a senior from Warminster, Pennsylvania. The catcher is number 22, Justin Wash, a sophomore from Pembroke Pines, Florida. And batting ninth is right fielder, number 19, Bryce Hazard, a junior from Valrico, Florida.
So the Spartans exploded in the second game, or the game just about a half hour ago, trailed 1-0 after the top of the first, and ended up winning 11-1. Spartans will counter, and who does the Spartans have on the mound for the game two?
Well, it's going to be number 12, Alex Canny. If I could just pull up his stats real quick.
I'll just let you know he is a sophomore from Valrico, Florida. Went to Durant High School.
He's going to be making his fourth start and ninth appearance today, entering. He's got a 4.30 ERA through 23 full innings, 11 earned runs, and a ratio of 17 strikeouts to 4 walks.
As we get ready for game three of the weekend series, Spartans now 11-0 in the Sunshine State Conference, the only unbeaten team in conference play. With the loss, Nova Southeastern falls to 3-5 in conference play. Tampa now 22-4 on the year, and Nova Southeastern is now 12-12 overall on the season. First pitch from Canny is a ball, and we are underway.
Defensively for the Spartans, and throughout the lineup, there's not many changes, some shuffling of spots in the order. But at catcher, Santiago Garavito moves from DH in game one to behind the dish. Around the infield, mostly the same. First base is E.J. Doskow. Second base will be Nico Saladino. And shortstop is J.D. Urso, and third base is Drew Earhard. In the outfield, the same starters from game one, Jamarcus Lyons in left, Jordan Lala in center, and E.J. Cumbo in right.
That's been the outfield alignment. Joe Urso has preferred most of this season. Now 2-2. Ground ball foul.
Caney's had a bit of an interesting journey this season. He was a starter and a solidified starter in the rotation to begin the season, but somewhat didn't perform up to standards.
Got the K there. One up, one down.
And moved into more of a long relief role, but as we see now, he's earned that right back as the number 3 starter for this series against Nova Southeastern.
Brings Adam Frank to the plate, 6-foot senior from Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Alex Canny, you mentioned, did some bullpen work, and he pitches out of a stretch. Does not do the windup. Not uncommon. They are playing Frank deep in left and right, and left and center. And he hits one and bloops it in front of the center fielder, Jordan Lala. And I always like to say, there goes the no-hitter. I have some patented things that are stupid.
Yeah, every game starts as a no-hitter.
I know. It was perfect game after one batter.
But, yeah, they were playing Frank deep, and as a former D1 player at both Miami and Fairleigh Dickinson University, you can see why, but takes advantage with a bloop hit. to get
Now, even if Lala were playing shallow, I don't think he'd have gotten that one. Ground ball. Could turn two. Saladino. Urso. Daskal. Inning over. That's a quick way to end it. Nice job by the Spartans. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We have played half an inning. No score. Tampa coming to bat. Bottom of the first, no score. Nova Southeastern wiped out on an inning-ending double play. Tampa coming to the plate. Jordan Lala will lead off. Shane, you've got the rest of the lineup?
Yep, he'll be followed up by Drew Earhart and J.D. Urso to be due up this inning. And then in the cleanup spot, E.J. Cumbo moves up. And in number 5 hole, it's tied for first place in team home runs with 5 after last game. Danny Gutcher moves up from the 9 hole into the 5 hole and is DHing. Batting sixth is first baseman E.J. Daskal. Number 7 will be the catcher Santiago Garavito. 8 batter will be second baseman Nico Saladino. And the number 9 batter is the left fielder Jamarcus Lyons. For the Sharks, Frank Ellisalt will be pitching. He's been the number 3 starter for them all season long. He's got a 4.34 ERA. He is making his 7th start today. He's pitched 29 innings and has a ratio of 28 strikeouts to 15 walks.
First pitch is fouled off.
Defensively for the Sharks, Jordan Ways is the catcher. At first base is Adam Smith. Up the middle,
ball low.
Second baseman will be Duncan Pastore. Shortstop is number 20, Adam Frank. And at the hot corner, we've got number 24, Daniel Irisari. In the outfield from left to right is Christian Noriega, Steven Schisler, and number 19, Bryce Hazard.
So Lala now at a 2-2 count. And we'll go full.
For Ellisalt, he holds batters to a .234 batting average, so I think where most of his trouble comes with runs is in that high amount of walks.
Down the line, just foul.
It's just about 1 every 2 innings he's averaging.
Three-two count on Lala. Ellisalt. Long look. And the pitch. And we had to think about that, but he gets the walk. Look close. But Jordan Lala to first.
Now, even if Lala went 0 for 5 today, he still had a great afternoon. And after going 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base in Game 1, it was a huge catalyst for the 11 runs that Tampa scored.
There goes Lala on the first pitch. And he's in safely. I'm going to mention it because I always do, and everybody who ever does games with me is like, okay, whatever. But there used to be an old wives' tale that a leadoff walk, not just for a game but of an inning, is the worst thing you could do to get a guy on first defensively. And the wives' tale was they score 67% of the time, 2 out of 3 times. Whereas every other way, base hit, error, whatever, is only 33% of the time. And they said something about the walk. There's a bunt, and did he touch it? No. Ooh, close.
He thought about it.
Yeah. Well, if you do the research, a leadoff walk scores 33% of the time. But there was a wives' tale that was going around the coaching profession that leadoff walk is a disaster. You cannot let that happen. So every time there's a leadoff walk, I always watch to see if they'll score.
I mean, I think there's probably more of a mental aspect to it if you're a pitcher. Saying,
yeah, you gave up a walk to start.
He didn't earn it. Like
yeah.
I let him on. He didn't do anything to get on base.
But there's nothing exceptional about a leadoff walk.
But any leadoff base runner is a good base runner.
Is a good, yeah. And the Spartans already have him in scoring position. And I'm sure people who have been listening to me over the years are like, I know, you say this every time there's a leadoff walk. 0-2 to Earhart. Fly ball, foul. Drew set a record last game with his 234th game as a Spartan player. Talking to Todd Nelson down there, there's a countdown now what it will take for him to get his 200th win as a Spartan. They think they have to have about 32 wins on the season. There's one out into right field, waiting for it, making the catch. Lala had left the bag, so he does not advance. For Lala, you were mentioning in the first game, he's only had 17 stolen bases last year, now has 20 this year.
And we were talking about walks earlier. Would it surprise you that he leads the team in walks entering today with 22?
He gets on base any way he can.
A Moneyball's dream.
Yeah. J.D. Urso at the plate now, 1 out, man on second. Still a pretty strong breeze blowing right to left. Might blow balls into the outfield. Now do they send him on the base hit? Joe says, come on home. Here comes Lala. Not going to have a play at the plate. Spartans up 1-0. And J.D. Urso slides back into first with the base hit. Spartans up.
Spartans pick up pretty much where they left off in game 1. This time they jump out to the 1-0 lead in the first inning, contrary to the first 2 games of the series.
So a little change of script as Nova Southeastern scored in the first inning of the first 2 games. Spartans with 6-2 and 11-1 wins. Cumbo at the plate. Cleanup hitter in the lineup. Hits one out towards shortstop. They get the 1. Do not get the relay as a good slide by Urso. Yeah. Not a dirty slide, just a good slide.
I don't think that ball was hit hard enough to ever get 2 on it.
I don't think, he might have held it anyway.
It's good on the Sharks to make sure they get 1 on that play.
Danny Gutcher, who was in the 9 spot, as you mentioned, first game, rewarded with the 5 spot here, hit a home run. Fouls that one off. 4 home runs over the last 2 weekends.
Yeah, I think if Coach Urso kept him in the 9 hole today, he would have been unanimous the best 9 hitter in the country. Kind of like Team USA using Trey Turner as their number 9 hole hitter at some points.
There goes the runner. Throw down to second is high, and he slides under the tag. Ways is the catcher in this game. It was Avon in the first game. Second base is Pastore. He was there in the first game, but that throw was high and to the first base side, so Cumbo had no trouble getting there. So 2 stolen bases this inning for Tampa. 1's already scored. By the way, the leadoff walk did score. Ground ball. Does it get through? No. Fielded. And for the out. Irisari to Smith. Inning is over. Spartans do some damage, get a run on a hit, though the walk scored to give them that run. And we have played a full inning. Tampa 1, Nova Southeastern nothing on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Top of the first we go. Tampa strikes first in this game. And coming to bat will be... Well, we haven't changed it yet. Let's get over to the other side of the ledger. It's going to be Irisari, Noriega, and Smith. 4, 5, 6 hitters. Alex Canny on the mound for the Spartans. First pitch, big swing and a miss. Irisari, third baseman. Somewhat unusual to see a third baseman who's always a right-hander batting a left. I don't remember if he was a switch hitter. I think he's been a lefty.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa doesn't really have a lot of left-handed arms to offer
right.
Anyway.
Fouled off.
And they didn't use, I think the only one is Cameron Serrata. They did not use him in the first game.
Pretty much straight away. Outside. One ball, 2 strikes. First batter, top of the second. Ball high. We talked about it briefly in the first game, but you had mentioned shadows coming in. And this time of year, now that the time has changed, sun will set directly behind the press box. And you can see the shadows from the canopy. There's a little pop-up. Urso going back. Lyons shading his eyes. And Urso running away from the infield makes a nice catch right in front of Jamarcus Lyons.
Yeah, I think that the sun
and he's
definitely
played a factor for some shades. Well, I saw him just a couple pitches before shading his eyes because he's going to, if you can see how the canopy is, it's kind of blinding the left fielder or the left side of the infield.
Yeah, it's really incredible that Urso was able to get all the way out there and make that play because I guess if Lyons could see, that's his ball 99 easily. Times, 100 times out of 100.
And he's probably saying, JD, I can't see it. And it might help, but that was probably hit right up into the sun. Strike call.
Noriega had the most remarkable offensive performance in Game 1, although not by much in a one-run performance.
Down the line, foul by about 2 feet.
That was nearly a double, like the one he had in Game 1, going 1 for 4. None of the Sharks had a multi-hit game in Game 1.
And the pitch. Fouled back the other side.
That ball actually came into the crowd.
You do have to be careful if you ever come out here. They do have the screen behind the plate, but it will hit at angles and could end up in the crowd. And oftentimes there's, matter of fact, I see one down here, a little kid right up against the fence, and if it hits, it's coming that way. It's just not set up to have a perfect bounce back onto the field. Strikeout. 2 down now. And it will bring Adam Smith to the plate, first baseman. Inside for a ball.
Among qualified batters for the Sharks, he's got the worst batting average. Batting .222 on the year before the doubleheader today. But
ground ball, base hit down the line. Cumbo's going to have to head down into the bullpen to get it. Heading to second, and they're going to hold him with a double. Stand-up double, though, for Adam Smith.
So I'm getting used to the announcer jinx.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
bad-mouthing him as quite literally shuts me up. And
didn't just get a hit, he got an extra base hit. Yeah, you'll learn. You have a big burden when you announce these games. Delgado coming to the plate. Runner in scoring position now. That one's blooped right to Dasco to end the inning, though. So the jinx, just temporary. No runs on a base hit. It was an extra base hit. He's stranded at second. We've played an inning and a half. 1-0 Tampa on top.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Bottom of the second, 1-0 Tampa on top, and they will send up Dasco, Garavito, Saladino, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. By the way, the Nova Southeastern men's basketball team is playing for the NCAA Division II championship. We think it's noteworthy that an SSC team is playing. And a team that averages about 110 points a game had a 55-48 lead at halftime, so exceeding their pace. It's now 68-61. Nova Southeastern beating West Liberty in the second half. So they seem to be true to pace. The number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the nation meeting for the Division II title. And again, as we said, the Spartans women's team made it to the Elite Eight. Had a really great season, a 30-win season. National Player of the Year in Sidney Kinn. Ground ball, scooped up. Irisari throws him out.
And the Tampa women's team had a couple of 2,000 or 2,000 point scorers, right?
Sidney Kinn did, though she got about 1,700 of her points up at Findlay College. There was an interesting story about Sidney, 6'3", just a phenomenal athlete. And she wanted to play her grad year somewhere, and she was actually talking to Clemson as well as UT. And Tom Jesse told her, he said, you go to Clemson, it's a D1 program. You're going to have great facilities. They're really going to take care of you. She says, I want to win a championship. She came here. Ground ball. Irisari again gobbles it up. Long throw this time. One nice arm. And Garavito's down. Nico Saladino came in as a pinch hitter in the first game, starting in this game at second base. Elisalt with the pitch. Just missing. I'm going to try this again. I tried it in the first game to tell you who the umpires were, and my screen went crazy. So we'll see what happens this time. Behind the plate, John Bennett, who's been a fixture at this ballpark a number of times. On the bases is Roberto Knox Reyes. These guys do both the games. They switch who's behind the plate and who's in the field for the next game. Big swing and a miss, but as I mentioned as well, players run off the field, get rest between innings. Umpires always stay on the field. It's always sunny, and it's always hot.
Well, at least the home plate umpire can get some shade now.
Yeah, he's about an inning away from getting full shade. Inside, and they say it nicked him. That might have caught a thread.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best kind of hit by pitch if you're the batter.
Yeah.
You don't feel it, but
umpire was immediate, though, on the call. So a 2-out HBP. We'll put a runner on first. And Jamarcus Lyons to the plate in the 9 spot. Had a great catch in the first game. Robbed, as a former broadcaster in the major said, robbed him of at least a home run. As he went up above the yellow line to make a catch right in front of the UT logo in left field. Oh, 1 pitch. There goes a runner. Ground ball out to short. They're going to have to go to first, and they do to end the inning. That was Frank to Smith. Spartans did get a runner on. Nobody scores. We've played 2 full, 1-0 Tampa on top.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Top of the third, it'll be Ways, Hazard, Schizler, 8-9-1 for Nova Southeastern. Alex Canny on the mound for Tampa. His line so far is 2 strikeouts, no walks. Gave up a double. No damage so far.
Yeah, Ways is part of the catcher tandem for Nova Southeastern, but kind of stereotypically for catchers, neither of them haven't had the greatest offensive seasons. Both are batting under 200 entering today. As Colby Avon started the first game, and now Ways gets to start in game 2.
First pitch to the lefty, ball high outside, 1-0. Just missing outside, 2-0. Canny, not one to waste time. That's the strike. If they would not need a pitch clock for Alex Canny at this point. He's like, I got the ball, I'm getting my sign, I'm ready. Little off-speed pitch, call strike, 2-2. Good battle back.
Yeah, the pitch clock definitely favors the pitcher, I would say.
Yes. He's ready again. He's not even letting the pitch clock get down to single digits. Ground ball. Earhart takes a high hop, tosses across to Doskow for the first out. And by the way, there is no pitch clock in college baseball. We're just referencing it. The other rule that is in Major League Baseball does not apply to college baseball, is you can put all 4 guys on one side of the infield if you want to. Joe did that a bunch last year. I haven't seen him do it this year. Another team did it a few times against Tampa earlier. I think at the World Baseball Classic, did they use a pitch clock? I don't think they had a pitch clock or the infield rule.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't remember it. I know for a fact there wasn't a pitch clock, but I don't remember if teams were shifting or not, really.
Another rule that's in the majors that right now the Spartans would be in violation of is shortstop and second base. Everybody has to have their feet on the dirt. And they're just a little bit on the grass. And by the way, I think, didn't we both read that the games are about 30 minutes shorter so far in spring training?
Yes.
They're about 2:30 now.
And there's almost always a direct correlation between spring training average to the regular season.
Okay.
In years past.
Just going to take a while for everybody to figure it out. I saw one guy who always between pitches readjusted his gloves and got called for a third strike to end the game earlier this week.
Yeah, there was plenty of like comparisons on social media. The one that was famous was, I guess, in the 20. You're a Cubs fan though, so
yes,
20. I think it was one of the NLCSs. I think
okay.
17,
mm-hmm.
where Pedro Baez of the Dodgers at the time. There was a clip of Jose Altuve was able to run around the bases on an inside park home run about 7 times in between when he threw pitches
really?
During his appearance at Wrigley Field during one of those games at NLCS.
Jeez.
So it's like, this is what we're trying to get rid of.
Yes. And a little bit low, walked him on 3-2 pitch. And I hope they give him leeway and they're not like if the clock comes down and then you like within a split second start, that's fine. At least you were close. But if you like blatantly let the clock expire, like I'm a star, you can't do this to me kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the Mets versus Rays spring training game yesterday, and there was a couple of pitchers who
hit him,
committed violations.
They did, just didn't get it before the pitch count.
But I mean, I wouldn't say that the pitch clock was. I was not ever really paying attention to the pitch clock. Like unless somebody was talking about it around me, then I would look. But otherwise, and then all of a sudden you hear the umpire call time, and he says, and then flashes the count up to the press box, and it's like, oh, okay, so he took too long. All right, I didn't take anything away from my, viewing experience.
Not sure what's going on here, but Laz Gutierrez is having a somewhat animated discussion with the home plate umpire as the batter, Hazard, got hit in the back, not with a fastball or anything, but now
By pitch, there'd be 2 runners on.
Yeah. So they must have said he leaned into it. Ground ball up the middle, Urso. Saladino double play for the second time in 3 innings. The Spartans get a game or an inning-ending double play. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0. Tampa on top. Bottom of the third, Tampa up 1-0. They'll be at the top of the order to start the third. Lala, Earhart, and Urso. Ellisalt on the mound. His line on the day so far, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1, no strikeouts. His pitch count, 27 after 2 innings.
So I think we got clarification on what happened to the end of the last inning. As they called a lean in on that hit by pitch on a breaking ball. I thought it was maybe something about intent or that Laz Gutierrez, the manager for the Sharks, was arguing, but instead of a hit by pitch,
it was a strike.
Continued the at bat, and then Schizler grounded into an inning-ending double play.
Lala loops one out into left field. There's the sun having an effect, and it goes all the way to the wall. Bounces off the wall. Lala to second, and I definitely say Noriega just could not see that one. I don't know if he'd have got there to catch it, but it certainly caused him to get a slow start.
Yeah, it would have been. I think he did have a good beat on it. It would have been a tough play, but I don't know. It's almost 5 o'clock, and I guess the sun's.
It's getting nasty. I mean,
getting lower, getting stronger.
And it's, like I said, it's right behind home plate. So it's going to affect just a little bit to our right of home plate, but enough. And he gets Earhart again. That's a good bunt. He may beat this one out. He does. No.
No. They called him safe.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw the one arm.
It wasn't as animated of a call, but
okay.
Just a beauty of a bunt down the third base line.
Drew's finally like, hey, I'm tired of sacrificing myself. I want to try to get on too.
Yeah, it wasn't. He squared late. It wasn't necessarily a sacrifice attempt, especially on the double. So runners on the corners now, and none away for the third batter, J.D. Urso.
He's got to be salivating about this. Ellisalt with a long look, then a look over at first. Now he's in the stretch. Earhart on first, they throw. Lala is on third. Spartans with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Ground ball foul.
Some of the players in the Tampa dugout had to move out of the way of that one. Although a lot of them aren't sitting in the dugout, so.
Some of them sit just outside on the fence, so they scattered. 1 strike pitch. Throw over. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down 0-2.
It was a really big swing from Urso there. He almost lost his bat. One of his, he finished with 2 hands on the bat, but one of them came off on that one.
Again, they don't like Earhart being on first base. He's not the threat.
No, he's not.
Lala is. Guess they just want to keep him from scoring position.
Just 2 stolen bases so far this season.
Not a big threat. I always think the more you throw, the more likely you're finally going to throw one away. Foul back.
I think it also adds to a timing thing if you're a base runner.
Yep. And I think that's another in the major leagues is how many times you can throw over per batter or per inning. Maybe 2?
I think it's 2 per
batter.
Yeah. I don't think it's 2 per base runner.
Okay.
I think that's.
There goes Earhart though, and that one's blooped. He may have to hustle back. Coming in to make the catch in right field. Hazard. Lala scores on a tag from third, 2-0 Tampa. I don't think a perfect throw would have gotten Lala. It was up the line. So Urso will get the sack fly.
Yeah, just situational hitting there. Goes the opposite field. In a 2-strike count, just puts it in play and good things happen.
Combo to the plate now. 1 out. Popped it up, foul out of play. There goes the runner again. The throw down to second is high, sliding in and making it.
So after all, Earhart is a candidate to
okay.
run. The Tampa batters have, or Tampa position players have stolen bases on the year. 8 different Spartans have stolen the bag this year.
That is hit. That is going to head toward the scoreboard. Not deep enough, though. There's Combo going, are you kidding me? Shrugs his shoulders near first base. I thought that was really deep, but Hazard caught it well in front of the warning track.
Yeah, I think the wind blowing in
might have knocked
definitely did something to that.
Yeah. So 2 outs now. Gutcher to the plate. Earhart on second. Curveball strike.
Gutcher had 6 RBIs in game 1. He could have his 7th on the day with a base hit here.
And a phenomenal series last weekend, or a phenomenal game anyway. 3 home runs in 1 game. One was a grand slam, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. One pitch. Ball. Gutcher DH in this game. He and Garavito just switched positions. Gutcher moved up the order. Two-one. Earhart dancing around at second. Ball in the dirt. Good block. Ways with the block there. 3-1. Dosko on deck. Walked him. Runners now first and second with 2 out.
Yeah, I think the Sharks are really respecting the power of Gutcher. The left fielder he hasn't really moved, but he's playing very deep.
Yeah.
And on a 3-1 count, they threw an off-speed pitch. I don't think that really had any intention of being close to the zone to try and get back in the at-bat. And you can get away with that with a free base.
Doskow to the plate. Big swing, but an off-speed pitch, and he was well ahead of it. Ground ball just foul. 2 strikes.
I think if Tampa is able to get some more runs across here, it's going to be huge because those shadows now are about a foot away from covering home plate. So give it another inning, another 2 innings, and it's going to become a lot harder for the hitter as the pitcher's going to be in sunlight, and then as whatever breaking or right when that hitter's going to be making a swing to make contact with the ball, it might get harder to see.
Yep. In the dirt, nobody moves. And what you'll notice as it gets later and later, eventually what you see is the shadow here will move out to the pitcher's mound. Then there's going to be sunlight between the mound and the plate, and then shadow on the plate. So it's going dark, light, dark before it gets to the plate. In the dirt again. And I often wonder, is it really that drastic? I don't remember I didn't play that much, and it's way back in high school, that it was that drastic when you're only 60 feet away.
I mean, I can think about, at my high school field, there's a whole bunch of woods behind the first base dugout, and the sun set from, like, when it would set from, like, the right field line. It would kind of come down the right field line and down behind home plate. So it's always about a 4 o'clock start, and, you know, as the season goes on, the days get longer. But,
right.
Yeah, if you got about to 6, like, if the game was taking long, or you got around 6 o'clock, you got after that 2-hour mark, then it could be creeping in.
But did you ever find it was really hard, the shadow to sunlight, that the ball really was drastically difficult to pick up?
No, I would say it played a factor. I think it played a factor more defensively than anything.
There's one that may get down. If so, it'll bring in a run. Diving catch, though, by Hazard in right field to end the inning. Well, he saved at least one run on that one.
Yeah, an amazing
It
play.
gets by
and a
him,
play.
Could be rolling to the wall. Spartan Strand 2, we played 3 full, 2-0, Tampa on top. Top of the fourth we go. Tampa on top, 2-0. And this time I'm turning over a Tampa lead to Shane to hold. Now you got to give me a save.
Yeah, what are we at about 8-5 now?
Yep.
Maybe more than that, but the score that really counts, it's 2-0 Tampa heading to the top of the fourth. Alex Canny has thrown 3 scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits and walking 1, and striking out 2. Adam Frank will be the batter. He singled his first time up. Frank takes ball 1, and he has connections to Fairleigh Dickinson University as a former player there, who I think that school recently got put on the map for a lot of people based on their historic NCAA tournament run, as the former Knight singles into center field to lead off the inning. Now, as a New Jersey native, it's a sense of pride.
Yeah.
As a lot of the mid-majors from the small state have made huge runs in the tournament the last 2 years.
And you know what? You probably already dealt with this, but I always ask people, what's the State University of New Jersey?
It's Rutgers.
Most people don't know that. They're like, New Jersey State? Have you ever heard of that?
I think it's probably the only state that
is not named
that
after
isn't just New Jersey. That wouldn't be New Jersey State University.
UNJ.
Yeah.
Most people, because I'm from the Midwest, think Rutgers is a private school in the East.
And honestly, I don't know who Rucker is, but
who is Rucker?
Whoever
Rucker Hauer? actor
Beats me.
from the 70s. School was there before him.
This one driven deep to left field, but in comes Lyons.
Looked like he got a slow start with the sun, but recovered nicely.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to be deeper off the bat, but actually he had ended up coming in on the ball. Kind of just died. So that was Pastore retired, and now batting is Daniel Irisari. A pickoff attempt to first. Kind of close there.
He gave him the A move immediately, not the B move.
This one's grounded sharply to second. 4, 6, 3. Double play after the single. 1, 2, 3 inning. And after the top of the fourth, still Tampa 2, Nova Southeastern 0.
Isn't that the third inning? They
Bottom of the fourth now, after Tampa turned a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning in the top half of the fourth. Santiago Garavito will be the first batter. But to talk about Tampa and their double plays, entering today's doubleheader, they were tied 15th in all of Division II with 21 turn double plays. They turned one in Game 1 and have had 3 already through 4 innings now. So I'm sure their status in the rankings will jump after today. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for strike 1. Garavito caught all 9 innings of Game 1 and now trades places with his other teammate at catcher as he almost takes a fastball off the elbow guard or even higher. Oh, no, it did actually hit him. It did get him, okay. I didn't really see a signal from the umpire. For his second at-bat of the game. He was hit by a pitch, funny enough, in his first time up. As he fouls the first pitch back. I'm not exactly sure on the numbers, but just based on the eye test, there have been a lot of hit batters already today between both games. As the catcher waits, throws out some signs. Maybe it's potentially worried about a bunt. Although I wouldn't assume after Saldini was swinging away to start the at-bat. He takes ball 1 low and in. Garavito's not quite a threat to steal bases, but we said that about Earhart last inning, and he took second base. Garavito has not stolen a base this season, nor has been caught stealing. 0 for 0. Saladino checks his swing, and he went around. 1-2. Elisal comes set and delivers. Swung on, strike 3. So that'll bring up Jamarcus Lyons, the number 9 batter in the Game 2 lineup. It's nice to see Lyons, the junior and Tampa native from Leon King High School, back in the lineup for the Spartans. As we had mentioned earlier in the Game 1 broadcast, and maybe even earlier in this broadcast, but injury in that first series against Georgia College kind of derailed what was most likely going to be some regular playing time and regular starting time for Lyons. But now he started both games today as he gets hit with a fastball. And, I mean, these teams are division rivals and conference rivals, but I'm not saying there's bad blood between them, but if you were to just look at the box scores and see hit by pitch after hit by pitch, you'd think something fishy's going on here and something hostile is going on here. So, for Lala, the reigning Sunshine State Conference Player of the Week, he comes off the bat with a runner on first and second and 1 away. Now, facing Elisal for the 3rd time this afternoon. A get-me-over curveball is taken for strike 1. The second pitch is taken high and away for ball 1. Shadow's almost fully engulfing home plate now, and it's probably something we're going to keep talking about, but maybe it's not really a factor. Who knows? Breaking ball taken in the dirt. The outfield is more shifted, like Lala's almost a right-handed batter. The left fielder, Noriega, is playing really deep, but he has all game. And the center fielder, Schizler, is actually shaded more towards left center. However, the right fielder, Hazard, is playing straight up. The 2-1. Taken inside as the ball bounces around home plate, but the runners stay put. Lala hit a milestone earlier in this game, notching his 20th stolen base of the season, already surpassing his total from last season, where he had 17. Lala grounds this one to second baseman. He fields, struggles with the transfer a little bit, but is able to get the throw over to second base in time for the second out of the inning. That was Pastore who fielded and threw it to Frank on the 4-6 putout for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Drew Earhart. He lined out to the right fielder his first time up and singled back in the 3rd inning. Also, I'd like to acknowledge that the Tampa cheerleaders, the Spartan Scarlets, are out for Game 2. It's always good to see extra fan support. Lala takes off, and there won't be a throw. In the blink of an eye, he has another stolen base. As the PA plays a bit of a J-Lo, get on the floor, la, 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 to celebrate Lala's stolen base. Earhart skies one into center field. Schizler ranges in, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Spartans strand 2, but they still lead by 2. And after 4, Tampa 2, Nova Southeastern 0.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
All right. Beginning at the top of the 5th at the University of Tampa baseball field. It's a beautiful sunny day and just outside of downtown Tampa, Florida, as the University of Tampa Spartans lead the Nova Southeastern Sharks 2-0. Both teams have 3 hits apiece. For the Sharks, due up this inning will be Christian Noriega, followed by Adam Smith and Greg Delgado. Noriega takes strike 1. He was my offensive player of the game, so to speak, for the Sharks in Game 1, but a lot of one-hit games. He was the only Shark with an extra base hit. But he's down in an 0-2 hole now. Caney comes set, fires. Fastball taken outside for a ball. Now, some pitchers are called human rain delays, but Caney is quite the opposite of it. He gets set and pitches with such a pace that I can't really say much in between pitches. 2-2 now. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll be Caney's 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. And he's really settled in now, finding himself back in the starting rotation. Right now his line is 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no runs at all, and just 1 walk, as he gets ahead of Smith 0-1. He's ahead 0-2 as a breaking ball catches the outside corner. Taken for ball 1. This is Caney's 9th appearance of the season, but just his 4th start. As a nice piece of 2-strike hitting, Smith is able to deposit one into left field for a base hit. His first hit of the game. Excuse me, rather his second hit of the game, as he doubled last time up. But the base hit doesn't faze Caney, as he gets ahead on another batter, 0-1 to Delgado. This one's grounded out the middle. Fielded by Urso. Flips to Saladino and throws over to Doskow. 6-4-3. And it was due to happen again. Another double play for the Spartans. After 4.5, we've got a Tampa 2, Nova Southeastern 0. We'll be back after this on the... All right. Back here again. Heading to the bottom of the fifth inning. Tampa 2, Nova Southeastern 0. 3-4-5 due up for the Spartans. J.D. Urso will be leading off the inning. For the Sharks, Frank Ellisalt has pitched well so far. He had the highest ERA of the three starters, but a respectable 4.34 ERA. And just 2 earned runs through 4 full innings pitched. Going to be working on his 5th here. He starts his windup and delivers. As Urso pops this one in between foul territory and the first base bag, as the first baseman Smith comes over and makes the easy play. 1 away. So, the lefty, E.J. Cumbo, he's had a few balls that he smoked today that just haven't fell for hits. So, as some would think, including myself, he's due for a big hit. The first pitch from Ellisalt is a breaking ball. Somewhat of a backdoor breaking ball. Take it for strike 1. The third baseman, Irisar, is playing even with the bag. While the rest of the defensive alignment is pretty much straight up to what we've seen from the Sharks today. 2-1 now to Cumbo. Gutcher awaits on deck as Cumbo swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Temperatures cooled down, but the arms in the Sharks bullpen are warming up as Cumbo grounds one through the hole. That's going to get through for a base hit. So I'll pat myself on the back. I was right in my prediction. That Cumbo was going to get a hit here. In the Nova Southeastern bullpen, there's a left-hander warming up. I can't get a number from this distance. But once he comes into the game, I'll be sure to let you know. Although I don't know when that will be. This breaking ball kicks away from the catcher, Ways, and Cumbo trots into second base. I talked about this in Game 1, but the Nova Southeastern Sharks defensively, especially in the backstop, struggled with giving Tampa base runners extra bases. There was wild pitches and pass balls and walks that, by my calculations, led to 11 free bases that the Sharks gave up in a 6-2 loss last night, a game in which both teams had 7 hits apiece. So, it's 2-0 now to Gutcher. Another one low, 3-0. Cannot imagine Gutcher would swing here, or that Elisol would even give him anything to hit here. But to talk about the bullpen, it will be interesting to see how manager Laz Gutierrez decides to manage the bullpen, as the Sharks have a somewhat quick turnaround for their next game, which is going to be on Tuesday night in a non-conference game at Barrie, as Gutcher takes ball 4. Setting up first and second for E.J. Doskow. The day over. Up near 74. 3 walks is going to hurt, though, to go along with the 4 hits he's allowed. But with 1 out and the force play all around the bases, Elisol's just 1 ground ball from getting out of this inning. The first pitch to Doskow's in the dirt. Ball 1. It's a good stop by Waze on that play. He comes set, delivers. Fastball, low and in for a ball. 2-0. Doskow was the longtime home run leader on the team this season as a well-traveled veteran of Division II baseball. But he's got competition now with the man on first base. As he flies one down the right field line in foul territory, nobody will be able to get that one. He looks back again, and delivers. Taken up, 3-1. I don't think Cumble will be a threat to steal here. I think Elisol was just trying to vary up looks and vary up timing. It's a very valuable defense a pitcher can have against base running, and because timing, it's all about timing. Doskow drives one deep to left field. Back goes Noriega, and this one is gone. A moonshot 3-run bomb from E.J. Doskow, and just like that, he stands alone his 6th home run of the year, puts the Spartans up 5-0. As the friendly competition from Gutcher and Doskow is going to have to continue all season long. And that's going to do it for Ellisalt. On their home turf. So, Tampa returned a lot of players from that team last season, and I think revenge will be on their mind. But first, we've got to get through this game. Still in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. Santiago Garavito, the designated hitter, steps up to bat. The first pitch from Kavanaugh. Taken in for a strike. The Sharks have done a good job of balancing who the Spartans see between left-handers and right-handers throughout the series. This breaking pitch, taken high and away, 1-1. Now on that home run, I kind of lost the ball among the yellow background or the yellow wall of that new building and new construction going on in left field. For those that don't know, it's going to become a brand new energy/water plant that should filter and I guess concentrate the energy used and water used for the entire campus. But Garavito pops this one up behind second base. Pastore struggled. So, lefty on lefty matchup here. Saladino trying to bring his batting average up. He's behind a long list of 400 and 300 batters in the Tampa position players and their depth chart on the roster as he fall behind 0-2. The 0-2 from Kavanaugh. He comes set and delivers. A breaking ball. Another hit by pitch. And another one to Saladino that must have just clipped the jersey. So, Kings of the hit by pitch today. And Gutierrez is not a fan of the call. And I think I side with him on this one. The first time Saladino got clipped, I could clearly hear the sound of the ball hitting the jersey, but this time I didn't hear anything out of the ordinary from the normal transfer between pitcher to catcher and ball to mitt. But Gutierrez has got to do anything to try to turn his team's fortunes around, as they're winless in this series and winless on the road. Under 500 in conference play. And a loss today would put them under 500 for the season in Game 2. Saladino does have a huge lead off first, but he takes off. A hit and run now. Lions, that ball's down into center field. Saladino easily into third, and Coach Urso will hold him there. So whether or not that was designed, but a hit and run play with 2 outs works perfect. And now, as the top of the order comes up with Jordan Lala, another scoring chance for the Spartans. The catcher Wace throws out some first and third signs. I'm not sure if Lions would run here, especially with 2 outs and a runner in a scoring position. The first pitch of the plate appearance is taken outside for a ball. Lala thought about swinging at that one, but he made the right choice. It's taken for a ball, 2-0. Somebody's throwing down the foul line in left field for the Spartans, as Saladino has to go diving back, with Wace threatening to throw to try and backpick him at third base. However, I can only see a catcher playing catch with somebody, as whoever's throwing the balls to him is blocked by the dugout. I'm not sure if it's even a pitcher throwing. But the 3-0 pitch, Lala was taking all the way, and his call for a strike. So the at-bat continues. He takes high for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases for Drew Earhart, who set a Spartans record today with his 234th game in his 6-year playing career as a Spartan. So, Kavanaugh comes set, delivers the 0-0, grounded weakly. In comes Irisar. He can't make the transfer. It's an infield single and an RBI single. Saladino comes in to score, and every runner moves station to station, making it a 6-0 game. An infield single like that earlier in the day, but came on a bunt attempt. This one, more of a swinging bunt. But it's a single in the box score. So, like my partner Jack Hike would say, he can tell all his friends that he lined one super hard into the outfield. They'll never know. The 1-0 offering from Kavanaugh to Urso. Grounded hard at the shortstop. And Frank will take it himself to end the inning. But the Spartans put across 4 on a Doskow 3-run homer and an Earhart infield RBI single. After 5, Tampa 6, Nova Southeastern 0. Welcome back to the University of Tampa baseball field. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning, where Tampa leads 6-0. Due up for the Sharks is catcher Justin Ways, and then the right fielder Hazard before the top of the order comes back up. Canny, his first pitch to Ways, is taken off the play for ball 1. He swings on misses at a fastball for strike one. Bryce Hazard waits on deck before Steven Schisler is in the hole. This one, line to the opposite field. Lyons ranges over to his right and is able to make the grab for the first out of the inning. So, wanted to give an update. We've talked about the Nova Southeastern men's basketball team throughout both broadcasts today. And if you're a fan of the Sharks and a fan of the Sunshine State Conference, I have great news, perfect news even, as the Sharks complete their perfect season, going 36-0 and winning the national championship by a score of 111-101 over West Liberty. So, even though we may be conference rivals, I will say congratulations to the Nova Southeastern Sharks and the men's basketball team on an incredible season. A team that averaged over 100 points a game on the year and scored a 111 in the championship game. So, 1-1 now to Hazard, with 1 away in the inning. He walked in his first appearance back in the 3rd inning, grounds this one, but Saladino has a beat on it, gathers and makes the throw to Doskow at first for the 2nd out of the inning. So, back to the top of the order. Center fielder Steven Schisler, who's 0 for 2 today, digs into the box. He pops this one foul. Might be playable for Doskow. Near the wall, and I couldn't see because the first base dugout took him out of view, but I don't think Doskow made the play. I did not see the umpire signal out or anything, so it is just strike 1 instead of the 3rd out. Another pop-up, this one in play and into center field. Lala comes in. He's under it. He makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Alex Canny. After 5.5 innings, Tampa 6, Nova Southeastern 0.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
As we head towards the evening here in beautiful Tampa, Florida, the University of Tampa Spartans lead the Nova Southeastern Sharks 6-0. It's been a masterful pitching performance both in this game and the whole series for Tampa. Alex Canny is working on a gem, but it's time for the offense to get to work for Tampa. E.J. Cumbo will lead off. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Scored a run. Matt Kavanaugh is working his second inning in relief. And it looks like this inning will be his. New right fielder for the Sharks. So, a lefty-on-lefty matchup to start the inning here. Cumbo's not scared of this matchup, as in the first series of the 2023 season against Georgia College, he blasted a walk-off home run in extra innings in the finale off of a left-handed pitcher. And he's ahead on this left-handed pitcher, Kavanaugh, 2-0. He flies this one pretty high up into left field. Noriega is able to make the play, however, for the first out of the inning. So, that'll bring up Gutcher, who entered the game tied for first in home runs on the team and is now back in second after E.J. Doskow blasted his 6th of the year to left field last inning for a 3-run home run. That knocked Nova Southeastern starter Frank Ellisalt out of the game. Kavanaugh gets ahead 0-1 on a fastball taken for strike 1. He's got an interesting windup, although he's pitching out of the stretch right now with nobody on, but he took about like 3 different stutter steps. I thought he was about to start his motion 3 different times as Kavanaugh came set. He steps once, steps twice, steps 3 times, and then he'll deliver. but it's outside for a ball. It's 2-1. I've seen that become a trend with a lot of major league relievers where they kind of, tap their foot a bunch of times as a means to get ready. As this one's fouled back, 2-2. I always wondered why, and they'll do it with runners on, so I always wonder why, at what point does it become a balk? But as long as it's in the act of coming set, it's not a balk. And if you do it every time, it's not deceiving. It's just your routine. But he does it again, and the 2-2, a breaking ball way up there. The count is full. Gutcher's working on a great afternoon. He went 2 for 3 with 6 RBIs in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. And today, he's 0 for 1, but with 2 walks. The payoff pitch from Kavanaugh. Another breaking ball high. Walk at number 3 for Gutcher in Game 2. So, that'll bring up the aforementioned E.J. Doskow. We know he's got power, and now he gets into a favorable matchup against a left-handed pitcher as a right-handed batter. That was his first hit of the game, his home run. Although I will say about the birdcage that the players like to nickname the University of Tampa baseball field is with the huge nets all around, you can never really tell how far a home run went. It's always just going to hit the net and come right back. As it's 1-1 to Doskow, but I can understand, safety reasons, but they're just buildings. They can take it. Obviously, you don't want a human and an unsuspecting student getting hit with a ball, but we don't have to worry about that now. Doskow lines it into left field for a base hit. Gutcher moves up to second. Doskow's got 2 hits in this game. And yet another scoring chance for Tampa. Santiago Garavito comes up. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. And is 0 for 2 in the afternoon. Or in this game, rather. It's confusing to kind of discern between the 2 doubleheader games. I don't have the exact stats from Game 1 memorized, but I'll try my best here. The first pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. One out in the inning. Kavanaugh would love a ground ball here to potentially get out of it. This one's line 2 into left field. Noriega's not going to have a play on it, but he gets it in quickly, and the runners will station a station. Gutcher, much like myself, couldn't really tell if that ball was going to hang up long enough to get caught by Noriega, but he's been playing deep all day long and standing right in front of a cutout in left center field, which actually might be deeper than the 375 sign if you can see it on your screen next to the national championship banners in left center. So if that ball was hit to right field, which I will try and get you that defensive substitution at some point, that probably would be caught if the same type of hit went to right field. But instead, Garavito hits it where the defense isn't, and it's a base hit. But now, 0-1 to the left-handed batter, Nico Saladino. He swings a miss. Down 0-2 now. Saladino's been a ball magnet in the sense that he's been hit by 2 pitches in the game today. His other plate appearance was a strikeout that came in the 4th inning. And another one. Strike 3 swinging. 2 outs now in the inning. So, Jamarcus Lyons up the plate now. Fouls one out of play behind the first base dugout. The 0-1. Grounded through the 5-6 hole. 1 run will score. Doskow's coming around, and Noriega misplays it. This one's going to get all the way to the wall. 3 runs will score. Lyons heads to third, and he will stop there. We'll see how they score that. Certainly a hit, and certainly some RBIs. 3 runs come in. The bases are cleared, and Lyons ends up on third. I don't think that's a triple. I think there's going to be an error on Noriega, as he simply just let a ground ball get under his glove, and it trickled all the way to the left field wall. So 9-0 now is the score for Tampa. And we have a substitution. Jose Cadenas is a pinch runner coming in for Lyons. So Lyons ends his afternoon on a high note. Still waiting on the official scorer.
Single, error.
So it's an RBI single, and the error is given to Noriega.
As I quietly slip in again and make a quick comment.
All 3 RBIs, or all 3 runs, are credited as runs batted into Lyons, though, on the play.
I wanted him to send him home. I wanted the drama.
I was getting ready for an inside the park home run call.
Yeah.
Once I saw it get by.
You've been working on that one?
I don't think it's happened often enough to practice.
Well, you were ready for it, though.
I was ready for
it.
I don't know if I have a signature call for it, but this one's lined into right field, bit down for a base hit. Cadenas is in to score easily, and Lala, RBI single into right field. 10-0 now.
Having a good day.
Yeah, I took the lead again while you were gone.
I know. Jeez, you're killing me this weekend. Don't be bragging about it, posting it on social media or anything. By the way, I have to say hi to Maureen Nelson, Braden Nelson's aunt, who's recovering from knee replacement surgery on Monday. And she's almost at all the games here. They said it's like Braden's Florida mom, because they're from Ohio. And she's listening. So, Maureen, get better, get back.
So, Earhart is batting now. 0-1 is the count. Kavanaugh was not able to get the ground ball I said he was hoping for earlier in the inning. And now his line has adjusted to 1 1/3 inning, 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. This one's tapped foul, just foul, past the third base line.
You can kind of see what I was mentioning earlier about the shadows. Hasn't reached the mound yet, but you can see shadow, light, shadow. With only, maybe by the 9th we'll see it on the mound.
Also, the right fielder turned around, so I can finally see his number.
9,
Ryan,
I believe.
Cainzos is now in right field. They're a freshman from Miami, Florida. As Earhart takes strike 2. The 2-2 from Kavanaugh. He delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with some off speed. But More damage done for Tampa. Another 4 spot in the inning. 10-0. They lead after 6.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Some stats on Dalton.
All right. Back here at the University of Tampa baseball field, we have a new pitcher, number 33, submariner, Dalton Ross.
Dalton's 11th appearance of the year, has 1 win, 1 loss, 3 saves on the season, has a 13 innings pitched, 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts, and his ERA is at 9. Let's say 9.
Yeah, I think for
this 6-point font does me no favors.
I think you're looking at his strikeout.
Oh, wait, that's strikeout to walk. ERA.
Strikeout per
Keep
9
moving.
innings.
4.15.
I mean, he's been busy today so far as the water boy for the umpires.
He stays active the whole game. Brings out water to the umps, brings out extra baseballs, will shag balls down the line, sprints down the line.
I mean, there haven't been a lot of foul balls down the left field line. We haven't seen his 40 time come out,
Yeah.
but
he needs a pro day.
If Tampa still had a football team, maybe he'd get a look.
You know, I tweet every day about a Florida sports history fact, and whenever I can find a Florida or a Tampa football one, I'll put it in there.
You think he projects as a tight end?
He could.
Ross?
Yeah. One of the funniest ones I ever found from Tampa football was they were playing Air Force back in the 70s. Air Force, their mascot is the Falcons. They always bring a real falcon to the games, and normally they let it fly around, and then it comes back and lands, and everybody cheers. This falcon took off, flew around, and never came back. They don't know where it went. Took up residence in Tampa, said this is better in Colorado, apparently.
Don't have to worry about migrating then. But Ross is ahead on the batter. As he pokes one over the head of Saladino, he can't make it.
Just enough to get the hit.
That's Adam Frank with the base hit. Doing his best. Just sticking the bat out there and hoping something good happens, and he gets the batted ball in play luck there.
Looks like another pinch hitter, maybe. 5 looks like a new number. No?
5.
Okay.
Nope. It's going to be the number 3 hitter.
Okay.
Pastore.
Who's played every inning of every game so far this weekend.
Yes. And has played in every game for
this season.
The Sharks this season.
5 just looked different to me.
I don't know. Did they put something in your pizza?
They did. I think some hallucinogens. Yeah, I thought you maybe would want to give up the mic so you can go get some food.
I mean, we're late enough in the game now.
All right.
Could probably fire up some chicken tenders in the air fryer when I get home.
All right. Watch some NCAA March Madness.
Yeah, that's all I have planned for tonight. 3-1 now to Pastore. Ross gets a fastball in there to make it a full count. I think the Sharks at this point are just hoping not to get shut out.
Yeah.
There is action in their bullpen as Pastore grounds one foul down the left field line.
Watch next time they throw the ball out to Dalton Ross. He ducked that time because of the sun. being right in his eyes. Just stuck his mitt up and caught it. It's really common when you get the shadows at this point in the year and this point in the game.
Almost drills Pastore in the shoulder, but he ducks out of the way, and he'd rather take a walk than a hit by pitch in a 3-ball count. So, the first 2 men are on for the Sharks. Daniel Irisari, the cleanup hitter, comes up the bat now.
He's had a lot of action at third base today.
Yeah, a lot of bunts.
Fielded a few hot ones, screamers. By the way, Nova Southeastern's men's basketball team are the NCAA Division II champs.
Yes, I did.
You
give
did
them
that?
a mention.
All right. 106-101 is the last one I saw.
I think it was 111-101 was the final.
There was 29 seconds to go, and it was 106-101. They scored 5 in the last 30 seconds.
All I did was I checked Twitter. I put their name in the search bar, and the video of the celebration of the last 3 seconds, and then the celebration. So that's what the score bug said.
I mean, they just score so rapidly and in huge bunches.
2-1 to Irisari. Foul.
So you're saying I should probably listen to you when I go sit out there?
I mean,
pay attention?
You don't have to.
Okay. But I don't want to be redundant.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. It was something that popped into my...
Yeah.
I know that you were the one talking about it more.
Right.
You've actually watched them play, but just came to mind in between innings, and so let me check the score.
All right. Nice job.
This one's grounded.
Ooh, nice.
Dasko makes a nice diving stop, throws it to shortstop for the out. That's all the Spartans are going to get on that play.
Boy, that was a harder play than just getting a force out at second. I mean, Dasko dove, had to get the ball to Urso ahead of the sliding runner, and it was just over his head.
And made the throw from his knees.
Yeah.
On a speedy Pastore. So, another left-handed bat, the left fielder Christian Noriega. Ross buzzes the tower on the first pitch. Spartan defense not worried about the runner at third at all. They're all playing back. Lala. Actually, I think that's Cadenas, who stayed in the game. He's in center field.
Yep.
He's shaded towards right.
Lala
moved to
left as the usual switch goes.
That's all that's different for the Spartans defensively. The 2-1. Flied into left. Lala tracks back. He's under it. And they're not going to even try.
No.
It's going to be the easiest sack fly.
You were at
for
last night's
Noriega.
game, right?
Yes.
I was told that on a fly ball to Lala, similar to that, he went down low to make the catch. Do you
I don't know if he
seeing
did that. I remember hearing about that last year.
The catch from last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently he did it kind of in homage
Well,
to...
didn't he do it against...
It was against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
which would have been the game-winning run.
Mm-hmm.
What he did, for those who don't know, is Nova Southeastern in a regional game last year had a runner on third, tie game, 1 out, 9th inning.
As this one's
I
skied into center.
No, he can't see it. He
doesn't know where it is, but Urso over the shoulder casually snags that one for the third out of the inning. This Tampa Sun in the Sunshine State, it's earning his nickname, but the Sharks scratch across one into the 7th inning stretch. Tampa 10, Nova Southeastern 1. All right. After Take Me Out to the Ball game, we're back in the bottom of the 7th as the University of Tampa leads Nova Southeastern 10-1. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Sharks. Number 8, Jarrett Krzyzanowski. I think Jack's got the stats pulled up.
4.32 ERA on the year. No decisions. 7 appearances at this point. No starts, no saves. And 8.1, 8 1/3 innings pitched. 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 9 walks, 11 Ks. A couple doubles, and 1 home run. So there you go. You're ready to go.
Yeah, one of the better relievers actually for the Sharks based on the numbers. But one thing I did talk about while you were gone was that for Nova Southeastern, their next game is going to be on Tuesday in a non-conference game against Barry.
Okay.
It's a single game.
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't count, but I guess it's a rivalry.
Yeah, teams are finding that they can play so many games in a season, and you've got your conference schedule, but it's so hard. Most of the teams in the state are in the SSC. So if you want a non-conference game, you got to convince somebody from Georgia or Alabama or Mississippi to travel, and it's hard to get them. So you play a non-conference game against a conference team.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it was a bit more of a quick turnaround for them. They got to play in 2 days.
Well, Tampa had a game scheduled for this Tuesday, but it was canceled.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out exactly?
I heard 2 different stories. It was something like Southeastern College, an NAIA school in Lakeland area, 31-1 on the year, was at one point listed on the schedule. Sam from Sports Information said they were supposed to play the Phillies, and it got canceled. I mean, the Phillies got to be thinking of heading north pretty soon, I would think.
Yeah, I know. I mean, my Mets, I think their last spring training game is tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but most of the teams are going to end on Tuesday.
Maybe that was the plan, was to play Tampa. Now, Tampa has played the Phillies 2 or 3 times. Twice I broadcast the games over in Clearwater, but they were always the first spring training game of the season. And Tampa beat them one year.
Urso goes down swinging on a breaking ball for the first out of the inning, but yeah, it's not uncommon to see some colleges come and play the first spring training games against MLB teams.
Yep. So it was fun to do, broadcasting the game. It was technically the very first spring training game for everybody because of starting at 1 and East Coast and all that stuff. Started before anybody else. And Tampa won it on a grand slam. It wasn't a game-winning grand slam, but a grand slam on the 7th gave them the lead. And people need to realize, too, that
Cumbo drives one into left center gap. Back goes Noriega. It's off the wall. No.
Yep.
It's gone.
It's okay. It hit the netting.
Must have just got over the wall in left center field. And Cumbo with a jumbo blast to left center field for a solo home run, bringing the Tampa lead back to 10, 11-1 now.
Nice. Well, anyway, what happened in that Phillies game is people need to realize they still beat a professional team, but almost everybody the Phillies played was going to be in AAA when the season started. But they're still paid professionals.
No, it's not even a Division I team that beat them. It's a Division II team.
Right. And they weren't happy. They played again the next year, and it was like 11-0. They remembered. Though the game that Tampa won that season.
Another deep drive.
That's gone.
Gutcher, long gone. He knew it. Halfway up the net. And the guy just mashes.
I know.
Back-to-back jacks. Danny Gutcher, number 6 on the year, ties Doskow as they greet each other at home plate. And it's a very friendly competition. Yeah. Smiles all around. That's right. Another one for Gutcher. 12-1 now. It's Tampa's lead.
And he had 0 going into last weekend.
I don't know. Doskow takes ball one, but I guess Gutcher's got the golden touch now.
Yeah. Whether he's catching or DHing.
I don't know. Whatever he ate for breakfast this morning and
Keep it
Saturday
up.
morning.
Keep it up.
Last Saturday morning. But I was complaining about the net earlier because, and it happened on the Cumbo home run. The ball bounced back in.
Mm-hmm. That's happened before, and you kind of wait for the fielders to see how they react.
As Doskow grounds out for the second out of the inning.
Now we have seen some fielders will, and I don't know how high that one was over the fence, maybe a foot or two. It was pretty close. But some fielders will play it and throw it in quickly. And I don't know if it's because they don't know that it's a home run or they're trying to get it one over on the umps.
Yeah, I mean, Gutcher's, was gone off the bat.
That was threatening one of those towers off in the distance.
But, yeah, I mean, the way I saw Cumbo was I saw it bounce. I mean, any home run is going to bounce back in. I don't think it's humanly possible to hit one over the nets.
I've seen it when they went right down the line, believe it or not. I've seen more of those in batting practice, but I've seen one in the time I've been doing games.
Garavito's down 0-2 in the count, but at least, usually a home run, the ball, you say it's gone because it disappears over the fence.
Yeah.
But at that time, no.
And I wasn't sure how they played it off the wall. They kind of reacted like, throw it in, throw it in.
Yeah, I thought it almost looked like the center fielder was ready to field the ball and throw it back in, but then he didn't. And then I didn't even see like a signal either. So I don't even know if the umpires knew it was a home run. But Garavito strikes out swinging on a breaking ball. But back-to-back home runs from E.J. Cumbo and a no-doubter by Danny Gutcher adds 2 to Tampa's score. It's 12-1 now after 7. It's a run-friendly environment here at the University of Tampa baseball field. Tampa, another double-digit performance in the run column. They lead 12-1 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Dolan Ross is back out for his second inning of work in relief. His line in the first inning was 1 hit, 1 earned run, and 1 walk. Delgado steps in the right-hander's batter's box to lead off for the Sharks. The first pitch from Ross, flied up, ranging in his Cadenas. He calls off Urso, and makes the catch for the first play, for the first out of the inning. So Justin Ways, the catcher in Game 2 for the Sharks. He's a left-handed batter. Takes strike 1. 1-1 now. Ground one sharply, but Saladino's got all of it. He throws on Doskow for the second out of the inning. So I think we got a pinch hitter here, or not a pinch hitter, but the previous substitution into right field. Ryan Caínzos is making his first plate appearance of the afternoon. He fouls one out of play towards the first base side.
It's just updating Spartan stats. With the runs they've scored today, they're averaging 8.1 per game.
I'm not sure what the... That sounds like a lot.
You know what? It's average for Tampa. It's pretty much a normal number.
Caínzos is in his 13th game now. He's batting .200 on the season entering today. 2 hits and 10 at-bats, so trying to get some playing time for the freshman.
That's why yesterday when they won 6-2, I'm like, okay, they held him a little bit.
He pokes one up in the infield. Saladino calls off and makes the grab. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Still 12-1 Tampa. Back at it here at the University of Tampa baseball field between the Nova Southeastern Sharks and the Tampa Spartans. It's a 12-1 drought in favor of the Spartans. But the Sharks are going to bring on a new reliever and left-hander Ricky Shimko.
Got some numbers on him as a 3 on the nose ERA. No wins or losses. This is his 4th appearance of the year and no saves at this point. 3 innings pitched, not a lot. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 1, struck out 1.
Yeah, he did not pitch yesterday. He did not pitch in game 1, so I think this is just a simple, just get
some innings,
get him used to pitching.
Yep.
Before the next week of the season.
I know I have no friends from Wisconsin tuning into this game, but I will say I'm sorry to hear you got 12 inches of snow today. My sister, I called her. She lives in Green Bay. She said her husband was out snowblowing the driveway for the 3rd time because he didn't want to wait till it ended and have to deal with so much. So he'd go out about every 3 or 4 inches. And now, you're from New Jersey. You're used to stuff like that.
Yeah,
maybe not to that degree, but
not as common. But we've had did not get any snow this winter. I don't think. At least not while I was home.
Okay,
but.
Well, welcome to spring.
Yeah. Although it's a nasty day up there.
Yeah.
Cold and rainy, I was told.
Okay.
But Nico Saladino leads off for Tampa. And the first pitch from Shimko. It's grounded foul. Down the first base line.
That almost looked like it went through Jose Jimenez's legs like a croquet, but I think it actually just went wide. He didn't budge.
You got to make a play, coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. My high school coaches had a point system for a whole bunch of things. As Saladino flies this one into shallow center. But Schisler comes in to make the play. But, you know, anything good they did, anything bad, there could be a lot of things, but it was a +1 or -1. So if you didn't make a play on a foul ball, that was -1.
If you didn't make it?
Yeah. Or so like that, that's -1 for Coach Jimenez.
Coach for not even reacting, huh?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't care. He's got a conversation going with the ump.
This is Cadenas' first plate appearance of the game. He came in as a pinch runner for Jamarcus Lyons after his bases clearing single turned into an error that got him to third base and gave him 3 RBIs. He's ahead 2-0 on the count.
I did get confirmation that Anthony Nunez has an injury of some sort.
Okay.
And that's why they're holding him out of the lineup.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I think I see him in the dugout, but I think I could see his hair in a headband. But oh, this one hit him. Another hit by pitch.
Jeez. There's been a lot today. That's got to be at least a half dozen or more on both sides.
Nobody likes hit by pitches, and especially hitters in a blowout game like this, everybody just wants to hit.
It's like, come on, just get this game over.
But bench hitter is number 16, McAllister Jurgensen. We'll get the stats pulled up for you in a second.
I got him here. This is his 8th game now, 10 at-bats, just 1 hit right now.
He flies one
Go foul.
near foul territory.
Did he catch it? He did.
What a grab
Pastore.
by the second baseman, Pastore. I had to hold up for a second there because I couldn't believe what I just saw. That was
he rolled
great
around.
range into foul territory, made the diving catch, and then rolled.
Unfortunately, it was off camera by just a little, so good call. But yeah, it might have, had he dropped it, it might have been a fair ball. It was that close to whether it was on the line or not.
Yeah, and there was a play earlier where they made a diving catch, and then it came out the glove, and then even a play with Doskow where he went completely behind the dugout, and it's out of view of camera, but it was even out of view of me, so I had no idea what happened, but didn't see the umpire throw up a fist.
I heard everybody go, so I knew he dropped it.
I assumed it was dropped it, but I thought it was going to be one that he could catch.
Sounded like it hit the mitt and bounced off.
But the Sharks, they have made some pretty good defensive plays today.
Yeah.
There was a diving catch in right field earlier in the game, and that one takes the cake for the whole game. Earhart lines one into left center field, but Schisler ranges over and makes the catch. We're done with 8. It's still 12-1 Tampa.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And here in the top of the 9th, as Tampa leads Nova Southeastern 12-1, Jack Brodsky is on the pitch to try and close things out. the New Jersey native, has had a fantastic season. A 0.00 ERA.
Wow.
A 3-0 record in the win-loss column through 9 appearances and 12 innings pitched. He's got 1 save and has allowed just 4 hits, 1 run that was unearned, and has struck out 14 batters compared to allowing just 2 walks. And Sharks batters have already had a bad offensive day, but they're probably it's probably going to continue against Brodsky, as he's only let hitters bat with a .098 average against him this season.
Next weekend's going to be a big one here as Tampa takes on Rollins. Rollins second in the standings right now, 9-2. They beat Barrie last night 5-3 and beat Barrie in the first game of the doubleheader today 5-4. No score at the moment on game 2, but they've taken the first 2 games of the series.
Brodsky misses with his first pitch for ball 1.
So by all appearances, Tampa will come in 12-0, and Rollins potentially will come in 10-2, 9-3, depending on how this game goes.
Yeah, so that's could very well be the deciding series in the Sunshine State Conference.
Yeah,
this upcoming weekend here in Tampa.
A single game Friday, doubleheader Saturday, just like always.
Although some fans of baseball might be caught up with the MLB season starting.
True. Yeah.
We need to convince them that the series against Rollins is going to be
huge,
the thing to watch.
Yes,
all weekend long.
Well, I always tell people we stream to more than 3 billion people at any given moment. Now, we may not get that many watching, but potentially 3 billion people could be watching us. I don't want to put pressure on you, make you nervous.
Well, I think 3 billion people watching is better than 0 people watching.
Definitely, definitely.
It's 2-2 to the Nova Southeastern leadoff batter, Steven Schisler. He skies one into right field, ranging over to Saladin.
Nice.
That's Jurgensen staying in the game. And he makes a nice running grab right on the right field line.
The reason I always joke about 3 billion people, I was working for this one company doing communications for them, and this woman wanted us to advertise on her streaming show and said potential audience 3 billion people. So why wouldn't you advertise if you can reach that many people? So I asked her how many actually watched the podcast. It was less than that.
Only 2 billion.
It was like 2.99999 billion less.
This one's flied into center field. Cadenas is ranging in and makes the one-handed grab. The Sharks are down to their last out.
Yeah, 2 down, 1 to go.
And it'll be Pastore stepping in the bat. Duncan is 0 for 2 on the afternoon, or in this game. I keep saying afternoon, but it's been a long afternoon.
Kind of is.
But he did walk his last time up. So, I know my plans are to watch college basketball. Are those yours as well?
Probably,
tonight?
unless my daughter said she wants to watch a movie with me. We like to have movie night on Saturday. I pick one week, she picks the next. We did Captain Phillips last weekend, which she found very intense. So we may be watching something less intense this weekend.
Well, it's down to the last strike. Brodsky comes set and fires. Ooh. Called strike 3, and the ball game is over. Tampa completes the sweep of Nova Southeastern with a commanding 12-1 victory in Game 2. They out-hit the Sharks 13-5. huge home runs from a whole cast of characters. There was Doskow, there was Gutcher again, Cumbo too, and all around just a full team win and a full team performance all weekend long. Tampa moves to 12-0 in the conference and a 23-4 overall record. As for the Sharks, they dropped to 3-6 in the conference and under 500 to 12-13 on the season. So, all time for talk is over. This season is going to come down to a series between Rollins for that Sunshine State Conference crown. And we hope you'll be here to watch either in person or watch with us.
There's still a lot of season to go, but Tampa could really separate next weekend, or it could get tightened up.
I've got a good feeling that no matter what, it's going to be between those two teams.
And also remember, Rollins won the regional title here last year too, so
it's a lot of
we'll see.
A lot of history and a lot of maybe bad blood in that matchup. So, up next for Nova Southeastern will be an out-of-conference game at Barry University on Tuesday, March 28th. And, of course, for Tampa, they'll begin that 3-game series at 6 p.m. Friday, March 31st. So, anything else?
Nice job. No, I'll be ready. I'll be at all 3 games next weekend.
Right. I will be too. I'll be writing.
Sitting over there?
Sitting on the other side of the wall. But
okay, we'll acknowledge each other.
I'll say hi.
Okay.
All right, so
good job, Shane.
I'm Shane Battagna, and this is Jack Ike, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.